Honestly, it's a scary time. If you're a believer of God, if you're a Christian, even though you may have fear, you may be scared, you have to also have some form of excitement because you are seeing Bible prophecy play out right before your eyes. I want to ask the question to you today, and then you can comment your thoughts back to me. Do you believe we are entering into the Great Tribulation period? Do you believe this is it? This is that time that the Bible talks about where Jesus said that it will be the worst time in human history, the worst time the earth has ever seen, where we will enter into total devastation and chaos and war. The forces of evil are going to take over like we cannot imagine. I'm going to give you what I think on that based on Bible, and you tell me what you think. But let me first help you to understand what is the Great Tribulation. The Great Tribulation, to keep it very simple for you, will be that time that I just spoke of. It's going to be that event that takes place that is going to cause Israel, when they are facing total annihilation, to turn to God, to finally turn to God and to accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. And when they do that, Jesus is going to save them, and he is going to prevent them from being completely wiped out. I want you to know Israel is God's land. These are God's people. And the only way that God can get them to turn to him is going to be through this Great Tribulation period. And I want you to see right now that Paul tells us in 2 Thessalonians that the Great Tribulation will take place sometime following the rapture of the church. And what Paul is speaking of there is basically the believer is going to be removed. The one thing that is restraining the forces of evil from completely taking over, and I know you may be saying, you mean the forces of evil can get worse than they are right now? Yes, they can, and yes, they will. Once the believer is removed, the one thing that is restraining the forces of evil and holding that back from taking over full force is the believer. But the rapture will be that event that removes the believer. And after that, the forces of evil are going to take over, the Great Tribulation is going to happen, and we're going to enter into a horrible, horrible time on this earth, especially in the Middle East. But what I want you to see is the things that we are seeing going on around the world, not just Israel, but all around the world, including America. These are the birth pangs, if you will, that the Bible speaks of. These are the contractions that are getting closer and closer and closer as we get closer to the event of the rapture. I want you to see what the Apostle Paul says in 2 Timothy chapter 3. And I want you to gather your opinions and tell me what you think. He says, "But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power." That I just read you, Paul said will take place just before the rapture of the church. Check out my video right here on the rapture of the church. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. Let me hear from you through comments. Until next time, God bless you.